A behind-the-scenes movement from the Commanders has just leaked and will surprise the entire NFL. Our management has put together a strategy for this draft, and I discovered 3 explosive targets that are absolutely on the radar to secure the future of our team. And pay close attention to this crucial detail. One of these guys is being called by the scouts the true physical clone of Jayden Daniels. If this plan materializes, we will have the perfect insurance at the most important position in the game. I will reveal who this phenomenon is shortly, but that's not all. There is a second secret closely guarded by our coaching staff about what we are going to do in the upcoming rounds, something that could catch the entire division by surprise and change the dynamics of our roster. The league hasn't noticed yet, but we are one step ahead of everyone. I will open this entire black box with you in a moment, but first, leave a like on the video now. It's just a click, and it helps me a lot to keep bringing this privileged information. All eyes are on what the Washington Commanders will do with their first round pick. As the 2026 NFL Draft quickly approaches, and rightly so, considering the various options they have. As a fan who follows every move, I know that these next few weeks will be crucial for the future of the team. There is a lot of speculation about who should be the 7th overall pick. While the focus is on the first round and the immediate gaps that need to be filled in the roster, it's never too early to secure a backup quarterback option. For Jayden Daniels, once the veteran Marcus Mariota leaves the team, yes, the Commanders are desperate at this position now, but they may need reinforcements soon after the 2026 season. Here are a few promising quarterbacks that Washington could strategically select in the draft. Talon Green from Arkansas is one of the first names to consider. At 6'6" and 230 pounds, Green is almost a physical clone of Daniels as a dual-threat quarterback. With an average of 13.7 yards per completed pass in 2025 with the Arkansas Razorbacks, Green has proven he's not just a runner, but someone willing to consistently take deep shots. Selecting Green in any of the rounds on the 3rd day of the draft would be crucial, because it would allow offensive coordinator David Blau to maintain the same scheme if Daniels is out. Green is the choice with the highest potential if the Commanders decide to select a quarterback in 2026. Jalen Daniels from Kansas is the experienced veteran of the group. With 45 career starts, he has likely faced almost every defensive formation. Throughout his 6 years in college football, he would be a great option due to his mental toughness at the position. In 2025, Daniels improved his decision-making and showcased great skill in using his legs when things don't go as planned or when necessary, as evidenced by his 23 rushing touchdowns in his career. Daniels will likely be selected in the 7th round of the draft, or even as an undrafted free agent, but it would give the Commanders a low-risk backup who can get on the field and win 1 or 2 games. Cole Payton from North Dakota State University is an intriguing option. A true nightmare for defensive schemes thanks to his running ability, Payton has been compared to Taysom Hill. At 6'3" and 230 pounds, Payton is a force of nature at the position. Dominating at the FCS level and impressing scouts in the pre-draft process, Payton is undoubtedly a developing passer, but his ability to run the ball strongly makes him a perfect backup for Daniels immediately. The Commanders could also explore his versatility in similar roles to those that the New Orleans Saints used with Hill in recent years while continuing to develop his arm. And now, prepare for the possibility of a return. You will discover how Zach Ertz is recovering better than expected and may return to the Commanders or the Eagles. The Washington Commanders could make a last-minute signing in free agency, bringing back an important veteran who has just one major injury concern. But there is also a good chance he returns to an NFC East rival. The Washington Commanders have been active in the free agent market and are now focusing their attention on the 2026 NFL Draft. There are still many free agents that the Commanders could sign before or after the draft, including a player from their own roster who might return. The Commanders renewed the contracts of some of their free agents after testing the market, while others are still seeking a new team in the league. One of those players is a veteran whose season ended unhappily, and he is still not ready to retire completely. The door is still open for a return to Washington, but also for a final season with a considerable NFC East rival. Tight end Zach Ertz keeps his options open for a possible return. To the Washington Commanders and the Philadelphia Eagles, the Commanders still have many free agents that could be brought back, but there may not be room after the addition of outside talents before the NFL Draft. Veteran tight end Zach Ertz is one of those players looking to continue playing. Even after an injury that prematurely ended his season, Ertz suffered an anterior cruciate ligament tear in Week 14 of the 2025 season, and many doubted his return to the NFL at 35 years old. After the season, Ertz stated that he is not done playing yet and is open to returning to the Commanders, where he had a very productive performance over the last 2 years. He recently spoke with Jeff McLean from the Inquirer and said he is recovering well ahead of schedule. McLean reports that Ertz talked with the Washington Commanders and the Philadelphia Eagles about a possible return in 2026 for both teams. The Commanders should finalize the deal or move on with their younger tight ends. The Washington Commanders need to give young tight ends the opportunity to thrive. Ertz exceeded expectations in his 2 seasons with the Commanders and became one of the main targets for Jaden Daniels and Marcus Mariota. Now someone needs to take responsibility, and that's what the Commanders should do. They added tight end Chigo Okonkwo to the offense, and he will be the main threat in the passing game, opening space for Ertz. The Commanders also need to see Ben Sinnott continue to develop as a complete weapon, and the 3rd year is crucial for him. John Bates has been one of the best blocking tight ends in recent years, and David Blau may use more formations with 3 tight ends in 2026. Bringing Ertz back should not be an option. And he will likely go to the Philadelphia Eagles after the draft. And now, to close with elite security, you will understand why Caleb Downs is unlikely to slip out of the top 10, and why the Commanders are keeping an eye on him. Considered the best safety in this draft class, Caleb Downs has a great chance of becoming the first safety selected in the top 10 since Jamal Adams in 2017. Adams is the only safety to be chosen in the top 10 in the last 15 drafts, but Downs could even surpass Adams' impressive 6th position. The Giants have been strongly linked to Downs at the 5th overall pick for weeks, and a recent report indicated that the Cowboys are a team to watch, with potential to rise in the draft, possibly for a player that the Giants really want. Downs, who visited Dallas during the pre-draft process, would fit the ideal profile for a team desperate for considerable defensive reinforcements. Dallas would likely need to move up in the draft to secure Downs, as noted by Peter Schrager of ESPN in an interview with DLLS Sports, adding that it is highly unlikely that the Ohio State safety falls to the 12th overall pick. Schrager had previously predicted that Downs would be selected by Dallas, but feedback within the league led the veteran reporter to retreat from that prediction. The worst-case scenario for Downs would be the Cincinnati Bengals at the 10th pick. Albert Breer of SI.com adds this clearly. By signing Jalen Thompson and retaining Malik Hooker with a pay cut, the Cowboys also signed PJ Locke for the position. They would be going against NFL draft norms by moving up so much in the draft to select a safety in a prominent position. Dallas holds the 12th and 20th overall picks, and moving up to the top 4 spots would be quite costly. The Bengals have faced issues at the safety position since Jesse Bates left in 2023, but they signed Brian Cook to a 3-year contract worth $40.25 million. Starter Jordan Battle is entering the last year of his contract. Cincinnati could also be a place to keep an eye on. Regarding an investment in the cornerback position in the 1st round, Breer adds, also mentioning Reuben Bain Jr. as a potential option. The Bengals have Daxton Hill and DJ Turner with expiring contracts in the cornerback position significantly. The team features 2 defensive ends selected in the 1st round, Miles Murphy and Shamar Stewart, on the roster and offered Boy Mayfair, a 3-year contract worth $60 million in free agency. If the Giants let Downs pass the 5th pick, Washington may be eyeing him. The Commanders included Downs in a collective visit of 30 players to a Topgolf complex, according to a tweet from Ian Rappaport of NFL.com. Washington has recently taken this path, as the meeting about quarterbacks for 2024 recalls. The Commanders signed Nick Cross to a 2-year contract worth $13 million last month and have Will Harris, Quan Martin, and special teams specialist Jeremy Reeves in the position consistently. Washington, at the 7th pick, is seen as the least likely destination for Jeremiah Love, but Downs would also be a considerably logical choice. It doesn't seem likely that the excellent safety, one of the 4 former Buckeyes who could be selected among the top 10, will have to wait long to hear his name called. Caleb Downs' versatility is exactly what the Commanders are looking for in a modern safety. He can play both in the middle and on the side, offering flexibility for new defensive coordinator Durante Jones. His ability to cover moving receivers is rare for the position. Downs is also an elite tackler who does not fear physical contact. He recorded over 100 tackles in his last season at Ohio State. This shows his commitment to being present in all moments of the game. Downs' intelligence is another trait that sets him apart from other safeties in the draft. He reads offensive plays with ease and positions himself intelligently. This makes him a versatile coverage player who can be used in multiple defensive formations. As a fan of the Commanders, I see Downs as a transformative addition to our defense. His presence on the field could completely change the dynamics of our defensive unit. He is exactly the type of player that Dan Quinn loves in his defense. The likelihood of Downs falling to the 7th pick is practically 0. But if somehow that happens, it would be an opportunity that the Commanders shouldn't waste. He would be a long-term investment that would pay dividends for many years. So, fan, after discovering 3 promising quarterbacks that the Commanders could target in the draft for the future, understanding that Zach Ertz is recovering better than expected and may return to the Commanders or the Eagles, and knowing that Caleb Downs is unlikely to fall out of the top 10 and the Commanders are keeping an eye on him, which of these situations makes you the most hopeful? Do you believe the Commanders should really invest in a backup quarterback in the draft? Or would it be smarter to focus on other positions of need? And more importantly, do you trust that Adam Peters will make the right choices to maximize the opportunity window with Jaden Daniels? Or are we just delaying the inevitable and need more drastic changes in the organization? Leave your opinion in the comments. I want to know what you think about the future of the Washington Commanders.